Hi everyone. Uh, this is Dr. Alaa Alhamss. Today we will be dealing with chapter 2, what makes a good sentence. So we'll be looking mainly at sentence writing and subject-verb agreement. Then we'll be dealing with verb, capitalization, pronouns, adjective and adverbs, and last, we'll be seeing misplaced and dangling modifiers. Now, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. It consists of several components that work together to convey meaning. Here are the key components of a sentence. The first component of a sentence is, of course, the subject. Now, what do we mean by a subject? Subject is mainly the person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about. It is a word that tells who or what the sentence is about. Subjects, of course, are nouns or pronouns. The second component of a sentence is a predicate. So, a predicate is a part of a sentence that tells what the subject does, is, or has. The role of a predicate, it includes the verb and it complements or complements the modifiers. Example, the dog barked loudly. She is reading a book. The third component is a verb. A verb, of course, is the action or state of being in the sentence, a word that tells what the subject is doing or links the subject to a describing word. Its role is to indicate what the subject is doing or links the subject to additional information. For the types of verbs, we have action verbs, we have linking verbs, and we have helping verbs. Now, the fourth component of a sentence is the object. The definition of the object is a word or phrase affected by the verb. Types of objects. We have direct objects. For example, he reads books. Books here receives the action of the verb. We have also indirect object, which indicates to whom or for whom the action is performed. For example, she gave a friend a gift. The fifth component of a sentence is the complement. The complement provides additional information about the subject or object. Types of complements, we have subject complement and we have object complement. For the subject complement, it follows a linking verb and describes or renames the subject. For example, the sky is blue. Object complement describes or renames the object. For example, they named the puppy Max. Now, the sixth component is modifiers. Modifiers, of course, are words or phrases that describe or add detail to the subject, verb, or object. Types of modifiers, we have adjectives and we have adverbs. The seventh component, phrases. The definition of phrases, they are a group of words that work together but do not contain both a subject and a predicate. Types of phrases, we have, of course, noun phrase, we have verb phrase, and we have prepositional phrase, as you all know. The eighth component is clauses. Clauses are a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and may make up a complete sentence. The ninth component is we have conjunctions. Definition, conjunctions are words that connect words, phrases, or clauses. Of course, we have coordinated conjunctions like but, and, or. We have subordinating conjunctions like because, although. and so on and so forth. Now, the 10th component of a sentence is punctuation. What's a punctuation? It marks the clarity, meaning, and structure. For example, a period for a declarative sentence, a question mark for interrogative sentences, and an exclamation mark for exclamatory sentences. Of course, we should also mention commas, colons, semicolons for complex structures. Now, we'll be moving to sentence structure. What do we mean by sentence structure? Sentence structure refers to how words, phrases, and clauses are arranged to form a complete thought. The structure determines how effectively a sentence conveys its meaning. Now, basic types of structures. There are four primary types of sentence structures based on the number and type of clauses they contain. First, we have simple sentence. Simple sentence contains one independent clause with a subject and a predicate. Characteristics of a simple sentence: it expresses a complete thought. Let's have an example here. She runs every morning. The cat sat on the mat. 2, we have compound sentence. Compound sentence contains two or more independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. Example, and, but, or a semicolon. Characteristics: each clause can stand alone as a complete sentence. For example, she wanted to go for a walk, but it started to rain. The sun was shining, semicolon. We decided to have a picnic. Third, we have the complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? A complex sentence contains one independent clause and one or more dependent, i.e., subordinating clauses. Characteristics: the dependent clause cannot stand alone and relies on the independent clause. For example, although it was late, she continued work. Of course, although it was late cannot stand alone by itself. He went to the store because he needed groceries. Fourth, we have the compound complex sentence. It contains at least two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. Characteristics: it combines elements of compound and complex sentences. For example, although she was tired, she finished her homework and she went to bed. So here contains two independent clauses. He didn't go to the party because she was sick, but he promised to visit his friend later. Now, sentence components in structure. We have independent and dependent clauses. A dependent clause can stand alone as a complete sentence. For example, the dog barked. Dependent clause cannot stand alone and starts with the subordinates like because, although, and so on and so forth. Now, basic structure, basic subject-verb patterns in English sentence or in English sentences. The subject-verb pattern is the foundation of a sentence construction in English. It involves identifying the subject, which means who or what the sentence is about, and the verb, i.e., what the subject is doing or being. Below are the most common patterns. First, we have subject plus verb, S plus V. And second, we have subject plus verb plus object, S plus V plus O. For example, the chef cooked a delicious meal. Here we have a subject, a verb, and an object. 3, we have subject plus verb plus complement, or SVC. Fourth, subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. So S plus V plus IO plus DO. For example, I gave her a present. She gave him a gift. 5, subject plus verb plus object plus complement. S plus V plus O plus C. The subject performs an action affecting an object, followed by a complement providing more information about the object. For example, they painted the house blue. 6, we have subject plus verb plus adverbial, S plus V plus A. The subject here performs an action, followed by an adverbial that describes when, where, why, or how the action occurred. For example, he runs fast. So here, fast describes how he runs. Key components here, we have subject, which is the doer of the action, the verb, the action or state of being, the object receives the action of the verb, and the complement provides additional information about the subject or the object. Now, common sentence errors. The first common error concerns fragments. Fragments, a sentence fragment is an incomplete sentence that lacks one or more essential components, a subject, a verb, or a complement thought. While fragments can be useful in creative writing for emphasis, they are usually considered errors in formal writing. Types of sentence fragments and examples. First, we have missing subject. So here the fragment is went to the store. Who went? Correction, she went to the store. So here we have added the subject, she. 2, the missing verb. The fragment here, the man with the blue hat. What about the man? The correction here, the man with the blue hat is waiting. 3, we have dependent clauses, our clause as a fragment. The fragment here, for example, because I was tired. So what happened because you were tired? The correction here, I went to bed early because I was tired. Fourth, phrase without the main clause. The fragment here, walking down the street. Who was walking? Correction, she was walking down the street. So here we have added the she. Afterthought fragments. Let's have a fragment here, such as bread and milk. So, such as bread and milk, what? The correction here, I bought several items, such as bread and milk. Now, run-on sentences. A run-on sentence occurs when two or more independent clauses, i.e., complete sentences, are incorrectly joined without proper punctuation or conjunctions. Types of run-on sentences. First, we have the fused sentence. A run-on sentence created by two complete sentences combined into one without any punctuation or independent clauses are joined without any punctuation or conjunctions. For example, error, I love to write, it helps me relax. Correction here, I love to write, full stop, it helps me relax. Comma, splice, a run-on sentence created by two complete sentences, separated only by a single comma, or independent clauses are joined by just a comma, which is not enough. The error here, as you see, I love to write, comma, it helps me relax. The correction, I love to write, full stop, it helps me relax. I love to write, semicolon, it helps me relax. Now, ways to fix run-on sentences. Here, of course, we should use a period, use a semicolon, use a comma and a coordinating conjunction, and use a subordinating conjunction. And here we come to the end of our session. Thank you very much for your attention. So the document attached with the references will be uploaded to the site. Please have a look at it. Thank you.